Hello, Matt. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Matt, if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you a few questions about your program.
Yeah.
The first one is where is it play schedule on a weekly basis?
All right. So we are treated at Sage as an athletics program. So
Mhm.
what that means is we've split up our games into the standard traditional athletic seasons. So Overwatch is going to be a fall esport for us. League of Legends is spring, and then Rocket League will kind of be decided as we get there because it's available in both seasons.
Okay.
And so during that season, our school has the NCAA mandated policy. 114 days of practice is the maximum. So those are organized practices by me, and that could constitute workouts, scrims, VOD reviews, anytime that players are required to show up for mandatory work, organized by me, that counts as a day of practice. So,
Okay.
and then in their off season, they're not required to show up at all. The facility is still open to them, obviously, so they can come in, train on their own. But it's that's their time, it's their off season. It's a chance for them to kind of decompress from what's going to be a pretty busy regular season for them. So if you're looking at a standard week during that regular season,
Mhm.
our games are played on Sundays. So start the week there. You got your game on Sunday night, team dinner, opportunity to spend some time with your teammates, socialize outside the game a little bit as well as obviously play our game. Mondays, it's going to be an off day or a team activity. So I'm big on team bonding. I think when you're a unit outside the game, it's a lot easier to work together, strategize, problem solve during games. When you're comfortable with your teammates and you know them well and you feel good being around them. So Mondays, it's the day after a game. You want to kind of, again, unwind, spend time with your teammates still. So you're still, together. And then Tuesday, we're going to jump right into your weekly grind. So that's going to be reviewing game film, which I think is a key part of esports. Everyone posts their game film on Discord or on Twitch, so you have access to all of it. So for us, that's an opportunity for us to assess our own game, look at what we did right, what we did wrong, what can we work on in the future, and then set up just a regular scrim. Wednesdays, you're looking at individual VOD reviews. So it could be, some of your ladder footage, or it could be from our game. I'm sitting down one-on-one with players while the rest of us are grinding on something else, mechanics, laddering, and I'm sitting down with players working on them individually. What could they have done better? What did they do really well? Maybe shot calling with some of whoever's responsible for that. How about individual strength training? Thursday is going to be scrims. So we're going to put into a lot of what we've worked on Tuesday and Wednesday. And that's going to be the day where we're really getting ready, doing our final prep work. And then Friday, who we have on our schedule. Schedules are released by Friday, so we can look at who we've got coming up. We can review some of their past game film, so we can kind of know what they're strong at, what they're weak at, what we can take advantage of. It's going to be on Twitch. You're going to probably be able to hear their comms, which is always huge. You can know exactly how they operate going into the game, be prepared for anything. And Saturday, kind of review of that game plan. What are we going to take advantage of? What are we going to do in game? What are going to be our answers to what they're strongest at, as well as maybe some more laddering, some scrims, not quite as intense as maybe on Tuesday and Wednesday or Thursday.
Great, Matt.
Yeah, and then
Continue.
yeah, and then other than that, we are an athletics team, so we'll have recommended fitness plans. Nothing required, but it's important for players to stay healthy, get the food and the nutrients they need to perform at the highest level, get that 8 hours of sleep every night, as well as just staying mentally healthy.
With all that schedule, how do you make sure they have time for their academics?
Yeah, so I'm actually I'm a former teacher, so I definitely see the value in academics, and then that's why they're there. They're student athletes. They're not athletes. Student comes first. And being a part of the athletics program means we have access to the academic resources that student athletes have. So we've got grade monitoring by our academic staff on the athletics team. We've got academic study halls for athletics players. So anyone who's struggling with their grades will be required to mandatory weekly check-ins with our athletics staff to go over, what we could work on, how we can improve those grades. Where do we need time? Do we maybe need to miss some practice days so we can catch up on our schoolwork? And then in addition to that, a lot of teams operate with study sessions for their own teams. So it's not a practice day. You show up and you've got a couple hours to work on schoolwork, and just I'm making sure everyone's focused on their academic work. I'll be personally monitoring grades, checking in to see how students are handling school, because I know the transition into balancing academics, work, social life, and being on a sports team is difficult. I did a lot of that when I was playing games myself in college, so I definitely understand that it can be stressful and especially difficult for people who haven't had that responsibility before. You know, in high school, you're just playing casually and doing your homework. It's a little bit of a lighter load, and then going to college, freshman year especially, is you're getting hammered with the schoolwork and trying to balance that out with the season. It could definitely need some attention from coaching staff.
Okay, great. And with the players, how do you help them build their personal brand?
Yeah, so one of the great things about esports is that it's not NCAA sanctioned. So players are allowed to promote their own streams and channels. They can continue to profit off of their own Twitch streams, YouTube channels, and we're able to promote those too. A lot of NCAA sports can't do that. A football player can't go out and have their own YouTube channel and monetize it. It's illegal. The school can promote our esports channels. So we are part of that athletics department. So our school's athletics social media team will be tweeting out game days, tweeting out profiles on our players. Even if you check it now, we're not in season, but if you look at all the other sports teams, their players are talking about what they're looking forward to in the upcoming season, what they have going on in their personal lives, what their favorite things to do are. And it's just a really great way to get to know the players and promote their personal brands from our athletics team.
Okay, great. And what would you say are the strengths of your program?
Yeah, so it always, to me, coming from an athletics background, it loops back into that whole, we're an athletics team. So we have the support of the athletics staff from our school. We are considered a varsity sport. So that means the athletic director kind of dictates what we do. We have access to all the resources that athletics has access to. So obviously that's social media promotion, athletic trainers, the athletic study halls we talked about. That's all stuff that a standard club like I was a part of when I was in college doesn't have access to, but we do at our school. So access to those is, I think, invaluable and is what really sets us apart from a standard esports program.
Okay, perfect. Well, Matt, thank you very much for your time and have a great day.
Absolutely, you too.
Bye.